Hello and welcome to GamesRadar's video review of Alien Isolation. My name is Justin Towell. I have not played the game, and I'm here with Dave Horton.
Hello.
Who has played the game. In fact, he's reviewed it for us.
Oh, I have.
Yes. So Dave, Alien Isolation, it looks to me like a first-person shooter, but apparently it's not an action game, and it's not
so far from it.
No.
It's sort of being billed as a survival horror stealth game. Half true in that I don't even believe it's a survival game. I think it's more of a survival simulator. This is unlike anything you've played before. I guarantee it. Effectively, if you've not read the last few months of coverage, it just is. It's a survival horror game. It's a first-person game.
Yeah.
Very much based on the first film. Art design, atmosphere, ambience, absolutely 1979 original. But the alien itself, finally, someone's made a real one. Effectively, in more ways than one.
Right.
Rather than being a usual kind of scripted, kind of giant attack dog with an inner jaw and sloppy blood, as they tend to be wasted as in games. Creative Assembly have built a genuine, emergent, dynamic AI structure of this thing. It's effectively alive. To all intents and purposes, it does what it wants. It's driven by its senses and instincts. It has no scripting at all.
Right.
It's you and it and a whole ecosystem of really other horrible shit that operates the same way.
Okay, so it's just you and one alien, but also other things.
There are other things.
Right.
It's a damn long game and it needs other things. I mean, it's a brilliantly paced game. It combines length and pacing, I think, as well as any game since Resident Evil 4.
Right.
It's that good. But yeah, there are other things to mix it up. You've got this space station you're on as Amanda Ripley, daughter of Ellen Ripley. 15 years after the first film, it's populated by the decaying population that it used to have. This place used to be a thriving trade station. It's now fallen to pieces via various kind of bits of social and economic decay.
So a bit like Bioshock.
It starts out similar. The first hour or so will remind you of Bioshock as you enter this place and get this real sense of it having been a real living place long before you got there, and not really caring about you now that you are here. So there's like the broken down survivors and looters and the last guys who are hanging on before they can get off. There's also the last remnants of the service androids, who the company that runs it is not Weyland-Yutani, it's Seegson, who are one of the B-list companies that you never hear about in the films. Right. They're a shambles and the droids are rubbish, and they failed to kind of keep up by having crap tech, basically. So the droids are really lo-fi, workman-like things. They are hideous to look at. I cannot prepare you for how chilling these damn things are. Right. It's just full white death mask, glowing eyes, computerized voices. Wow. They move like glacial Terminators, and they're kind of ambiguous in that they won't necessarily go for you. They are just there to do a job. They're programmed for a task because they are automatons effectively. Sure. But if they interpret you as getting in the way of their programming, then you are in massive trouble.
Okay, so what do you actually spend your time doing? I mean, do you shoot these things?
No, you do not fight back. You try and fight back, you die. Right. Simple as. Effectively, it's a similar structure to Bioshock. It's a relatively kind of linear story through a non-linear environment, shall we say, that kind of progressively unlocks as you go along. And there's a fair bit of there's optional backtracking, sort of Bioshock style, for various collectibles and stuff and things along the way. But the bulk of what you'll be doing is, as well as fulfilling objectives, you'll be dealing with these encounters, which could be, human, droid, alien, aggressive or not, in any case apart from the alien. Dealing with these emergent scenarios that come out of this, as, like I said, all three factions play off each other completely on the fly. Nothing's planned at all, but you get these amazing events that come out of it, and just trying to stay alive to your objective and your next one basically. You have access to a set of crafting tools, similar sort of deal to The Last of Us. You find junk, you build it into stuff, but
don't starve
but the tools are very much similar in ilk to the sort of thing The Last of Us used, like Molotovs, noisemakers, flashbangs, that sort of thing. But whereas The Last of Us build its combat as survival combat, this makes it look like Gears of War. It really does. Everything you have has massive risks. Your potential to build them is much lower. Like, you won't get through half as much of this stuff. When you've got access to it, it's really dangerous to use.
Okay, so does the game have music going on while you're playing, or is it?
It's got ambient soundtrack, a wonderful ambient soundtrack, because it's the Alien score basically. What they've done is they've got creative have got hold of the original masters of the original film,
right?
And knowing that they had to build obviously much more than a 90-minute soundtrack out of it, they've taken it apart and rebuilt it with their own stuff to kind of expand it out. But every moment it feels completely authentic. I mean, a lot of the time it's silent or it's just ambient noise, and that's very important because sound is a fundamental part of this game.
Yeah.
Whether it's your footsteps just being that bit too loud and triggering something here in you and something coming to investigate, or whether it's even just the way you form the relationship with the alien as it goes on. I mean, it starts out as a figure of fear, it always is.
Yeah.
But this thing's so alive and intricate in its behaviours and its abilities that over a long period of time you form a really intimate relationship with it and sort of get to know it as a weird sort of terrifying, perverse companion in a way.
Right.
And you know, understanding what it's doing, like translating its sounds, whether it's guttural vocal stuff, it's breathing, noises it makes on certain surfaces or going into or out of a vent, and how it sounds different in tunnels than it does in the area you're immediately in. That kind of, all those noises which initially seem like a cacophony become a language eventually.
Right.
So the sound design is absolutely vital, yeah.
Okay. So is there any way to kill the alien? I mean, you can get a gun, right?
Nope, forget it. Dead. You're over. It's over. If it sees you, you're dead.
Right.
You can distract it. It can be attracted by things that you're not doing. Like if a bunch of guys with guns suddenly walk in while you're hiding, it's sneaking at you. They start firing guns, making a lot of noise. They're dead. It's on them.
Right.
And you can use that to get away if you need to. So there's tons of amazing little dynamic set pieces that just come out of nowhere.
Nice.
If you fire a gun at it, yeah, you're a dead man, simple as, or dead woman, so to speak.
Yeah.
There are. Later on, there are certain items you get that will allow you to interact with it more directly, but never in any sort of aggressive sense.
Right.
If anything, it develops more of a risk and reward mechanics in various different ways, and again, just furthers your closeness to it.
Okay, so there's you and the alien. That sounds to me like the perfect premise for a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Is there multiplayer?
No, of course not, and it's a terrible premise for a multiplayer game. It wouldn't work because the whole point is...
Well, Evolve.
Well, yeah, no, that Evolve isn't the alien though. That's a very different thing. Evolve's Left 4 Dead with Godzilla.
Yeah.
The whole point, the fundamental thing that makes this matter and work and important and profound as a game is the fact that it's the alien, and it's the alien operating in that alien way that it does.
Yeah.
With all the ways that are completely true to what the organism is, but that are inalienably it, and I've said variants of alien far too much in the sentence, but it's that creature specifically.
Yeah.
And if you say you put a multiplayer guy in charge of that, like you would in, like, you know, a lot of other alien games, they'd behave like a gamer. They'd just be a big fast guy with powerful melee. It wouldn't be what this is really about, and that would kill it dead. That relationship and that genuine intimate fear would not be there. There is, however, plenty of there is a fair bit of other stuff to do. I mean, there's a survivor mode, which is like a sort of challenge run section,
right,
which comes independently from the main game. And there's also, well, even in the main game, it's because of the nature of how systemically it works, it's always different, even between reloading the same save like 5 or 6 times, which you will do because you'll die a hell of a lot. That never gets frustrating.
I don't know, I might just hide in a cupboard, I've heard.
No, you'll spend a lot of time doing that. If I could get a breakdown for time in cupboards and time outside cupboards, it's ridiculous. But no, genuinely, like, it doesn't get frustrating having to retry because it's never the same.
Right.
Like, and even in between reloads, things move around, things shift. I mean, partly I think to kind of give you a get out if you save while you're being attacked like a fool. Yeah. Because caution is key to everything.
Sure.
But at the same time, it just remixes every scenario, so the same corridor is never the same twice.
Cool. So you arrived at your score, and that is?
Yes, that is a big fat 4.5 out of 5.
Wow, very nice.
It is.
Excellent. Well, if you'd like to read Dave's full written review, it's on GamesRadar.com. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.